Recluse.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Amazing. Actually, no, I could be doing better.
Your hair looks pretty amazing.
I need a haircut.
And I already know Recluse is looking just as good as he fucking sounds, so.
Oh no, I look like shit. I just woke up.
Bro, my hair looks like shit too.
That
Have you
time
showered yet
zone
today?
difference. Alright, welcome. Aaron, since you couldn't fucking be competent enough to,
No, I'm still gonna do the intro. I'm just breaking the ice first.
Oh, okay.
So I am joined with the lovely Kyle, Mr. Luna here. He's my favorite podcast hoster out there. We're also joined with a special friend / mod / sexually attractive 10 out of 10 male.
Thank you.
The _ recluse _
Underscore, yeah, lovely.
X700. Yeah.
How's everyone's night
Thanks for
going so
coming.
far?
Good. Very good.
How's
about you?
your,
Thank you guys
how'd you
for having
sleep,
me.
Recluse? Since the time zone.
About like 3 hours, so not much.
Bro, it was the
Damn.
same. I didn't sleep well last night either. Like, I don't know.
See, that's what I was gonna say, is
Turn.
when we're on the DGen schedule, like going to sleep at like 5 or 6 a.m. and then waking up at like 2 p.m. or whatever, I hate when I sleep. Like, it's so easy to stay up and play games and like have fun till like 5 a.m. But then when I go to sleep, I just feel miserable the whole time. I don't know about
I
you.
don't know. I'm kind of used to like sleeping on whatever schedule, so it's like, it's fine. But I don't know. Some weird shit happened last night.
Okay.
It's kind of weird.
Well, the first thing I want to get into today was it's been, how long has it been since like quarantine, or like, I mean, it's been like
It's been
almost
over
a
a month
month,
now.
right?
Yeah, it's been about a
It's
month.
been over a month, yeah.
It's pretty wild. I was gonna say, I don't know your whole story, Recluse, but I think were you at somewhere for school and then you moved in with your parents while this is going on? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I stay in a student accommodation, so just a bunch of students. I have my own room, but like it's a big building, bunch of students.
So it's like a
There's a lot
dorm
of
building?
traffic.
Sorry?
Is it like a dorm, or no, is it different?
No, not at all. It's like quite luxurious, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
fancy.
it's quite
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, fancy. But Corona hit South Africa quite late,
Yeah.
and fuck, there were like 3-4 cases from people that brought it from abroad, and then a student at my university got infected, and they closed down immediately.
Are they still
And
alive or no?
Yeah.
That's good. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we just started online again, so fuck, we went straight into lockdown quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's been like that ever since.
So, like,
Yeah.
what's been some like big stuff you've noticed that's like changed about life since then? Like, do you
Well,
have any?
man, I haven't left the house in like a month, so I don't really
Yeah.
know what's going on out there.
I'll leave the house like occasionally, but it's not like, I don't know. I don't really go in grocery stores anymore, dude. Like, I'm so fucking paranoid about like somebody having it and like being on like a grocery cart and like I touch the fucking handle and like, I don't know. I'm just way too fucking paranoid about it. So I don't really take the chance to go out.
So that's interesting. So your school is like, nothing was wrong till someone at your school got it, and then your school closed down for a bit.
Yeah, as soon as the student got infected, the university closed down immediately because
And then you
obviously
just
that's a
started
high
online
field
again?
of. Yeah, we just started online this week, which has been interesting. I quite like it though. That's chill.
Turn you guys up more. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think better now. So what about you, Aaron? I know you're in a pretty hot spot. Have you noticed
Everything's kind of the same, I'd say, but like
it's not better or
there's
worse
like
than it was like a couple weeks ago?
I'd say it's like there's more traffic. I wouldn't say it's like better or worse. Like I'm sure like the chances of people getting it is higher now since they're like leaving. Like I went out today and it was like it's Friday night, right? So people are obviously like gonna get fucked up or like whatever. They're gonna hang out and like go visit like family or their fucking girlfriend or whatever. So like the traffic at the store is really high. Like, parking lot was full, and the store is like usually just really fucking chill. There's not a lot of people there, and it was packed out. But my mom got in and out within like 10 minutes, and then she just took us home. So I don't know. Stuff's definitely changed though for sure. Like, there's kind of this like weird, just like eerie feeling when you go out now. And I think that's just in general anywhere because like the reality of it's like set in, and it's like, oh yeah, there's this like potential fucking fatal illness that you could pass along to like, your mom or like whoever fucking could be sensitive to it. And it's like, I don't want to do that. And I don't know. It's just like, how people like feed off of each other essentially, and you can tell like what's going through someone's mind, even if you're like not 100%. You kind of get vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can just see on everybody's face, dude. Like if they're not wearing a fucking mask, they look terrified.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I
Yeah,
went to the store like twice. This is the first time I'd
yeah.
like been, and I feel like weird not wearing
Mhm.
a mask. Like I feel like I'm the one who's being looked at weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're like advising everybody to wear masks and stuff now. So like, I don't know. Maybe I need to fucking buy one.
What about by you,
But
Recluse? Is everyone wearing masks out by you?
Well, it's really not as severe here in South Africa. I mean, we have about 3,000 cases, and
in the whole
fuck,
country, that's not bad.
yeah, old country. But we
That's
went
really
straight
good.
into lockdown though, and we've been like having a really strict lockdown. I
Yeah,
know,
ours
like
is
some
ours is really
places,
lenient.
there are some places you can go for like exercise and shit like that. Here, fuck, if you
Mhm.
leave the house,
Are you
if it's
going
not for like,
crazy living with your parents or no?
definitely 100%. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Obviously, when I finished high school, I moved out,
Mhm.
and I've been living alone for like over 2 years now. So to be back with my parents is definitely interesting.
Yeah, change of pace
Yeah.
for sure.
I was gonna bring up, and it seems like whenever I go on Twitter or just like read anything, it sounds like a lot of people, with this whole like isolation and everything like that, people are trying to like pick up new skills or talents, you know? Like, do you guys see that? People are like trying to learn an instrument or like pick up art or something like that.
That's about keeping your mind busy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
Yeah, have
definitely
you
agree.
guys done any of that or no? Like for me, I would say like streaming and editing and like doing all
Yeah,
this
like
stuff.
I've had more time to like edit and stuff, but I don't know. It's like 50-50. So my mom's like not at work right now, so I'm like trying to help her with stuff so she doesn't have to like stress about cleaning the house. So, like I'll help her with that, but for skills and stuff, I don't know. I've kind of just like streaming's a random. Like sometimes I'll stream like a couple hours, sometimes it'll be like a 6 hour stream. So pretty much the same with that. But I mean, picking up new skills and stuff, I've had more time to just do things in general. So maybe I just need to use my fucking time more productively, I guess.
I was gonna
What about you
say,
guys?
my sister and my cousin started doing art, like spray painting like poster boards out in the front yard. And last night I was trying, I was watching them and then I tried to make one, or just like I was spray painting or whatever. And I finished, and I told you this last night, and I sat in a lawn chair that was broken, but nobody told me it was broken. So my hand got smashed in between the metal, in the metal like thingy. So I can,
Show us.
yeah, it's like can't.
Is it your which finger? Middle finger?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it looks a little fucked
It
up.
doesn't hurt though, which is the weird part. But the spray painting I did with them was actually really fun. I definitely see like people getting bored and just doing shit to keep them busy or like trying to pick up something
Yeah.
new. Like, I feel like that's just natural human instinct is just to like learn shit.
Stay busy in a bad time. Yeah.
Well, for
Um,
me, things haven't changed much. I'm like a complete recluse. I never leave the house in any case. So
so now you just have to deal with your
Yeah.
parents basically.
yeah, actually, precisely.
But the one thing I really miss is having like the opportunity to go to the gym. Like, I don't know. I've had days where I'm just like, man, I really should be like lifting weights or like doing this or that, and like I can't because it's like all fucked up. I don't know.
Are,
That's kind of like
are they all
whatever.
closed by you? Pretty much everything?
Yeah, everything's temporarily closed.
Yeah, my mom was telling me, I think they said that for my city or state, I'm not sure, I think it's city, it might reopen on the end of this month. The 30th is what I heard rumors of, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Bro, it's so bad when everything opens though. Like my mom was telling me today, I think Atlanta just opened. Like a part of it did. And everybody was just doing the dumbest shit. Like some fucking women were getting their nails done. They were like, there was a line around the fucking block, and it's just like the
To get their
priorities some
nails
people
done.
have, dude, is so fucking dumb. Like,
I mean, for me, it's a haircut. Like, I'll fucking wait an
yeah,
hour to get a haircut, but
like the first thing you do when you come out of lockdown is go get your fucking nails done. Like, if you're not going to buy like fucking boards for your windows when the shit hits again, like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, you're fucking stupid. So I don't know. It's just
well, Recluse, that's not bad in his area, which is good to hear at least. At least
Yeah.
somewhere
Oh
it's
fuck.
not fucking global pandemic. Because honestly, this shit's it's starting to get really annoying. Like last night, my sister and my cousin ran out of art supplies, and I went with them to go get some more, and we went to like the hardware store was closed. The two Walmarts had just closed, and
yeah.
we went to the Safeway right by my house, and they didn't have spray paint. So, and it was
Bro,
8:30, which is like
everything
ridiculously early.
everything closes like 24-hour stores. Like Safeway used to be 24-hour, Costco used to be 24-hour, or not Costco.
Walmart.
Walmart used to be 24-hour, Winco used to be 24-hour. Like all of those fucking stores now, they have to close the stock shelves, dude. And even when they close the stock shelves, they don't get them all. Like they'll get the bare essentials, and then like everything else is just like pulled forward. Like you know how on shelves like shit will be really far back and you can't reach it.
Yeah.
Like they'll just pull everything forward and they won't stock that shelf for like a whole nother day. So like they're prioritizing like the most empty, like barren shelves, and then they're like not filling the ones that might still have products. So it's really weird, dude. Like stores are fucking crazy. You know what's oddly out of fucking I was gonna go buy like a wire brush to grill with, and they're like everyone's buying fucking grill equipment for home right now, dude. Like everything's sold out. Like
Why?
everything.
That's such a weird
Um
like thing.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was like, "Do you guys have?" I had to ask this guy. I was like, "Do you guys have any wire brushes?" And he like fucking took me over to them. He's like, "Yeah," and I bought this one. It's really fucking. It's so fucking scuffed, dude. Like, I'll show you it later. But I don't use it because like this is gonna fucking give me like poisoning if I use this. I'm gonna fucking swallow a wire and end up in the ICU unit. So I was like, "Nah, it's not fucking happening." But yeah, sorry. I heard somebody say something. Go ahead, guys.
I was just gonna bring up. Um, I know even though like we all met or whatever through zombies basically, and like we play games and we might seem super similar, but like I just want to talk to Recluse. Like I'm sure growing up in South Africa was just like so much different than like anything you or me, Aaron, would like ever experience. You know?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm sure there are dynamics that are different, but South Africa as a country, really not that different to like other first world countries. We aren't a first world country, I guess, but definitely aren't like a third world country.
So, sorry, continue.
No. What did you want to ask?
I was just gonna say like, regarding like even simple things like the candy bars on the shelves or like your elementary school experience. I'm sure it's like completely different. And
100%.
and like the TV you watched for sure. What is did some of the TV shows you watched, was it like American or like
In primary school, we didn't have what like they call DSTV here, so like satellite or dish, I think you guys call it. I'm not sure. So we were stuck with like the basic South African broadcasting network shows, which fucking sucked. And then when I got to like high school, we upgraded, and yeah, predominantly everything you watch is American or British. You don't really watch any South African shows.
What would a like South African show entail? I'm curious.
I wouldn't even know because I don't watch them. They fucking suck.
Really, it's that bad?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Huh. Kyle and I could probably fucking dominate South African acting then, dude. Let's fucking go. We'll be on the top.
Always,
Fucking
so
hell.
like growing up, you don't have like a cartoon or like a snack or something that's like South African that you like have nostalgia for. You gotta have like something, right?
Mm-mm. Definitely not that South African though.
What's your
Cartoons would like be the same shit you guys would watch.
What was your favorite
Uh,
cartoon growing up?
I don't really watch cartoons though. If I think of cartoons, I think back to like days I played Crash Bandicoots and shit. That's like heavy nostalgia. It's where my gaming career started, I guess. Fuck.
What was your first console you got?
PS1. PS1. Old school fucking shit.
You have a PS1 in
Yeah.
here?
No, dude, I didn't have any like PlayStations at all. I had a PlayStation 2. That was my mom's ex-boyfriend's, and he had Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And that was like the only time I played on a PS2. And I got in and I fucking looked up all the cheats on like my mom's phone, and I fucking went to town for like 4 hours on this game and just fucking blew everything up, dude. I was like, if this is the one time I'm gonna get to play Grand Theft Auto, I'm gonna make this shit count. Instantly just fucking cheated in everything. Tanks, infinite health, got 5 stars, drove around and fucked everything up so bad.
Damn,
Literally.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull up. I always wondered, and you can either go like personal or like the question kind of entails like your country. I always wondered like how the US or like no, how like you or your country like views the US, like stereotypes and shit like that.
Oof. Fuck, I don't think I want to speak for my entire country.
Go ahead, buddy. Put him on
Because-
blast.
No, the thing is, we are so diverse, like such a diverse group of people with different opinions, different mindsets, different ethical views, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we all see you guys as a powerhouse. I guess the whole world does. Personally, I've never been the biggest fan of like the American lifestyle and all of that shit, but
Like
I
people
guess
weighing
it's
700
just
pounds and using mobility scooters and living off of disability and drinking too much soda to the point where they die and get type 2 diabetes and lose their feet and die from
oh
fucking
no,
cardiac
we
issues.
we
Yeah,
do
I don't
that
like that
over here
either.
as well. We do that over here
Really?
as well.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so bad here. Like fucking like 1 in 3 people die from like cardiovascular shit. I think it's 1 in 2 actually.
Well, I was gonna say I think that's like what's actually happening in America, but I don't think that's like the quote unquote American lifestyle. I think he means like get married, have 2 kids, drive a truck, buy a
I know,
house.
I was totally capping. Go ahead.
Like
What's considered like
USA,
normalized?
USA. I don't know. Fuck. Also, just not a fan of war, but that's
Yeah.
a completely different
See,
fucking
that's the
story.
thing. Like, if you don't like war and you live in the United States, a lot of like, there's people that are like, yeah, that's good. Like, it's 50-50. There'll be people who are like, yeah, that's cool. Like, you're not into war, and then some people are like, oh, you're fucking pussy. Like, you don't understand how the United States works. Like, people will say that like war has like generated a lot of, I guess, money, and it has. Like, that's the essential reason that people do have wars. It's like because it's funded really well and people can make a lot of fucking money off of it. So,
No, definitely.
Yeah, but
um,
I wouldn't say that's like a reason. US like let's get into war for money.
well, that's kind of what it is, though. Like some retaliation is provoked because of another country, but they won't take something on if there's going to be a financial like
Yeah, but the
issue. A lot
US
of
knows
it's,
it's gonna if it goes to war that they're gonna lose people, so it's like I don't
but
think
that's the thing. If they lose people but gain profit, then that's fine in their minds. Like there's
that's
a lot
fucked
of money to
up.
be profited. I know, but that's how they think. I'm not saying it's okay, but that's how they think. That's how mindset is on war.
See,
If people lose fucking lives, but they come out with more of whatever they're trying to achieve, whether it's money or it doesn't matter. As long as there's a profit, then people don't fucking care. And as in people, I'm referring to like the government. So yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't pay much attention in history class, so I don't know. Someone has to fact check Aaron. I don't know about the war for money.
I think you fight like war for a lot of different reasons, but fuck. I'm actually not going to get into that, to be honest.
Okay, so
Going back though, Going back though, my perception on Americans definitely have changed ever since I joined the Twitch community and met you guys. Fuck,
In a good
I
way or
used to
bad
think,
way?
definitely a good way.
That's good.
You watch these videos
The
of people
fuck was
asking Americans questions and shit, and them giving really dumb fucking answers and shit. So, but yeah,
Oh, like where's the origin of this? It's like something they should have learned, like
exactly,
basic history, and then they're
exactly.
like, oh, it's fucking George Washington, and it's like not even close. Fucking like when you ask people like, who's the current vice president of the United States, and it's like 2020, and someone's like Dick Cheney. Like, no,
Like,
people
are
are
you
fucking
smarter than a
stupid.
5th grader? People like giving dumbass answers on that. Like, have you seen I think it's a clip of like fuck, what is his name? Oh, Ice Poseidon, and he's playing Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? It's like, how many vowels are in hieroglyphic, and he goes hieroglyphic 4. Because he thought it was syllables, he didn't know the difference.
Oh, so bad.
That's terrible.
Fuck, I just spilled some water. Fuck, I spilled water and I forgot what I was gonna bring up. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, Recluse, how long have you been going to school and what are you studying for?
Fuck, obviously I did basic primary school, high school, matric, got a high school certificate. Then I took a year off and I worked in a wine cellar in Cape Town to just get some experience, figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And currently, this is my second year at university. I'm studying a BCom PPE, which is politics, philosophy, and economics.
That's
Very
sick.
passionate about philosophy, and that's where I want to go into, the field I want to go into. Hopefully get a doctorate and become a lecturer myself. So I'm a bit of a nerd, academic,
That's
if you want to call it
awesome.
that.
But
Aaron,
it's
what
not
do you know
nerdy. It's
about
fucking.
philosophy?
Whew. I don't know. I make up my own kind of, and it's like just shit to keep me from fucking not going into a hole and wanting to die. That's about it.
I was in a We the People class in I think it was my senior year, and it was like the first. Okay, so for senior year, you could either take it was like government. You had to take one semester of government, one semester of econ, and I didn't. The normal classes are boring as shit, so I didn't take them. I took stock market for econ, and then for government, I took We the People, which was a semester's. So the way the class worked was, it was a semester of government crammed into half the time, and then the second half of the quarter, or the second half of the semester was you got into like a group of like, I think it was 4 or 5 people, and
Mm-hmm.
you basically had to write 3 different papers on like government question prompts, and then went to a competition where you wouldn't know until right then and there. They would ask you one of the questions, and you had to present one of the 3 papers, and like the other 2 were just useless. It was a pretty fun class. I actually had a really good time in that class, as weird as it sounds.
Bro, none of my classes were like that in school at all. Like they didn't give a fuck. There was one class that you had to pass 8th grade, and it was called
One?
Washington. It was yeah, literally. I'm not even kidding you. We talked to the teacher, and he was like, "Listen, guys. Like in the like first or second or third day of the class, he was like, "Listen, guys. If you fuck this up, you're not graduating." Is what he told us. And dude, this teacher is fucking nuts. I got a story to tell about him. He said, literally, this is the only class that you have to get a C or higher on. And if you guys don't do that, you're not going to fucking high school. And he just told everybody that. And everyone was like, I didn't know this. Like nobody fucking told anybody this. Like it's all as soon as you go into that class for that period, he sits you down and he tells you like if you fuck up, you're out. And that was the only class that you actually had to pass to get into high school. I'm not even kidding you. It's called Washington State History. And it was so fucking easy, dude. Like all the other classes were so fucking hard and just annoying and a pain in my ass. But they didn't fucking matter. That was the only one that did. And it was so goddamn easy. Literally.
Interesting.
Bro, fucking after I left school, So I started like normal school in second grade. I did homeschool for like first and second. Third grade's when I went in. My bad. Third grade was my first official year of public school, and I went until eighth grade. Eighth grade was the last year that I went. I saw that teacher in the summertime at this pizza restaurant, and I like went with my mom, and I basically just ditched my mom and went and sat with my teacher and fucking ate and talked to him. I was like, "Oh hey, what's going on? Like, how's stuff going?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just here hanging out." And he's like reading the fucking paper, and he was like kind of like shorter and like I guess kind of fat and bald, but I still fucking loved him. And we just like shot the shit basically, and I like had lunch with them and caught up, and it had been like 6 months probably,
Nice.
so it was really chill.
I had you bringing up stories, is fucking bringing in like the infinite amount I have from going to public school, and one of them that jumps to mind was 8th grade PE.
Yeah.
We had sex ed at the end of the year,
Oh my god.
and some kid, there's like this one table that's just filled with troublemaker kids, so you knew they were gonna get in trouble. And the coach we had would just sit on his phone and play Deer Hunter on his phone like the entire
Deer
class
Hunter?
period. Like we would get like the period would start, he'd be like, all right guys, for warm up today, go run 3 laps, and then he'd fucking bust out his phone and start playing Deer Hunter and just wait for everyone to finish. And so there was like a lady talking about sex ed while he was just like chilling or whatever, and these kids were being disruptive, so he sends one of them to go out and run on the track for the rest of the period instead of like listening to the sex ed or whatever. And then so he goes out to the track, and he, on like the whole long side of the track, he drew a penis in the sand, the long like the long length of the track, he drew a penis. And that was basically the end of that. Coach saw that and he was pissed, and he knew it was the one kid that he sent out to go around the track, so that kid got in more trouble. And then the next day, or like the next week or whatever, we were doing like racquetball or whatever at the tennis courts. And as
Mhm.
we're walking to the tennis courts, like on the walls there's like a penis written in Sharpie, like a bunch of penises. And so my teacher was like, or we saw it on the way there. Our coach didn't see it. So then me and my friend, who had a 7th and 8th grade PE together, we were helping him like gather up all the equipment because we were the last period of the day. And then he had like the little cart filled with all the equipment, and we helped him push it back to the locker room. And then coach looks to the left and he sees all the penises on his wall, and he's like, man, what is with kids and penis at this school? It sounds like someone has a penis envy. And so me and my friend,
Bro, what the
penis
fuck?
envy has just always been a meme between me and my friend that we always bring up all the time.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
That was way too long of an explanation and probably didn't make sense.
No, that's actually so fucking funny. Dude, you're giving me flashbacks to all these stories. Recluse, do you have any stories you want to share with us?
Oh, I mean, fuck. Children are like that, though. Every school I went to, fucking most of the desks you sit have a bunch of dicks on and fucking inappropriate shit written all over.
Gum under the table
know.
too?
Yeah, no, under the table it's just a bunch of like gum and shit. It's fucking horrible.
Same.
Public school
fuck,
system, boys.
I know, it's fucking terrible.
Honestly, as shitty, well, like as like dogged on as public school gets, I think it's like, I mean, I've had like the best. I mean, I wouldn't know because I didn't go to like a private school or anything, but like all the friends and memories I made in there, like I wouldn't trade it for fucking going to like some rich people school, you know.
Um,
But you have a
man,
different
I hated
perspective because
school.
you only went
Fuck that
3rd to
shit.
8th grade, Aaron, right? So before that you did home, and after that you did homeschool too.
yeah, I did home for first and second, and then 9th, 10th,
11th,
11th, and
12th.
12th.
How was
Yeah.
that? Did you were your parents like super strict or?
My dad was at first, like, he was against the idea. He was like, no, he's fucking, like, my dad just straight up was like, he's a fucking slacker. He's not going to do anything. And was like, just ragging on me, dude. Like, it pissed me off. And I fucking hated my dad. I was like, you son of a bitch. I want to be homeschooled so bad. And you're just cucking me so hard. And I mean, the thing is like, he's not wrong in aspects. Like, especially back then, I struggled with like work ethic and having like motive to do something. But like school fucking sucks. Nobody wants to do that unless you're pursuing a fucking major. That's different than like high school shit. Nobody likes high school. So like I don't know. My mom was like super fucking chill about it. She was like, "Hey, it's gonna be fine. Like we'll figure it out." And eventually, my dad he took me out to this place and I want to say the name, but it's 1 in a million. Like there's only one of them in the whole fucking United States, so it's just like a dox if I do basically. Um, he took me out to this burger place and he sat me down and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this, but the only way it's gonna work is if you do running start and go to college early." So I told my dad I was gonna go to school
Wait,
and
what
do
is
college
running
early.
start?
Running start is when you get credits when you're doing high school. So
Oh,
like for
so
like 11,
okay. So
oh
it's
like yeah, so I think you can do it as early as like 8th grade. Like there's people that would take high school classes in 8th grade. So they would go to the high school that's like right across the middle school for like 2 periods or so, and then they would walk back and they were getting college credits. Like one bitch was like fucking learning French and she was like 13 and I was like, "What is this?" Like so she was just like out of this fucking world when it came to brains, but um yeah, no, I didn't do running start.
it was called dual enrollment for where you earned college credit for doing.
I think it's different by state. Like fucking Washington State's weird. Like I think it's called running start, but I mean, yeah,
So then what happened?
it's
Did your
essentially.
dad kind of ease off as you got into it?
Not really. I think my mom and him got into it about me not doing running start because she was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I want him to do that." And like go, I don't and he was like, "What the fuck? Like why is that not going to
We
happen?" Like
agreed on this.
it was when he was living with us. Like he moved out the first time that they like broke up, right? And then he came back, he moved out again, and this time he was back for good until the incident happened with his health. And while he was here, he was like, "What the fuck? Like I thought he was gonna go to like running start, and now he's doing this at home." And like he just got really fucking mad about it. And then he was like, "Fuck it, all right, whatever." And him and I like had an argument about it at the dinner table, but stuff was fine and we worked it out, and that was it. But um, I don't know, dude. I had no motivation to do like anything. Like my mom would buy me a test, and she's like, "Hey, we need to turn this in within like a week," and I would take like 3 months to do the test. And I remember, so I did that like fucking all the years, and my testing was fucking good. It was like college level, right? So, um, she bought this test, and she was like, "If you do this test within like 3 days, I'll buy you a graphics card." And it's the one that I have now.
300K
And
rubles?
I fucking said, "Okay," and she was out of town. I did the fucking test in 15 minutes. I've never scored higher on a test. We turned it in. I did all the dishes, and I ordered it that day.
Oh, you had
Damn.
motivation.
Yeah, if it's for gaming or if it's for streaming, dude, it's going down. Like I'll suck a dick for something if it's like if it's PC parts, dude. 2K, I'll take a blast. Like I don't give a fuck. Like it's gonna happen. So I
Good
don't know, dude.
shit.
I just fucking I did it. I made it
So
happen.
how does homeschooling like graduating work? Like do you have to go to like that
You
another
can
high
you can
school to
have
get it or
you can have a ceremony, but you don't have to. You literally order your diploma online. Like for whatever the academy is that you did it in. Like let's say you have your own that you did, then you go through that academy. But if you like you order a diploma or you get it from that academy.
wait, so did you do online school or did you do homeschool? 'Cause
No,
that-
literally, my mom had textbooks that she got from like somebody who was a teacher. Like they're down here right now.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah,
Isn't there like a certain curriculum you have to keep to though?
yeah.
Like
Like
certain tests and
there's like
shit?
basics you have to follow and stuff, and all that was on the
Okay.
test. So yeah, like that's essentially what I had to do. But I mean, I did like the bare fucking minimum when it came to that, and then I learned like stuff that I don't know I had interest in, I guess you could say. So
How hard
it was
did you
kind of like
guys
that.
have like I don't know about for you Recluse, but I'm sure Aaron does. Like the end of the when you did go to public school, like 7th and 8th grade, like the mandatory like statewide testing at the end of the year that didn't count for a grade, but everyone had to do it.
Oh yeah, fuck, we had those as well.
You know what that was called, Aaron? Not by you or no?
State testing,
Yeah, it was like state testing. It didn't count for a
maps,
grade, but everyone
maps
hated it.
testing.
Maps.
Pretty sure
For me it was Ames, and then it
it
got
was called a
changed recently
WASL
to AZ
first.
Merit. That's what it's called now. Is AZ Merit.
AZ Merit. That actually sounds kind of cool.
What about you,
Yo,
Recluse?
dog, we about to take the AZ Merit right now.
I hate it.
Yeah, the issue is no one ever takes those tests seriously because they don't count, and then like it reflects, and everyone looks like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I was gonna say. Isn't it used for like funding? I thought it was used for like school funding. Like depending on how smart your school was or your state was, it determined funding. And it got really bad in high school to the point where the teachers were like, okay, if the class average is above like a 60, you guys can get something. I'm like, I was one of those kids, I'm not even gonna lie. There was some, like, when the teachers offered good incentives, I'd fucking be down to try. But the one I hated was the English language arts test. Like, reading a passage and then answering like 3 questions on it and then moving to a next passage. I hated that shit. I just fucking guessed every single one, or I would only read like half the passages. It was so annoying.
Bro, I had this weird shit that I did, and I'm gonna tell you about this. You're gonna laugh your fucking ass off, both of you guys. So, if you're really fucking stupid at one subject, they'll put you in something called like math or reading intervention. And I was in reading intervention in 6th grade, and then 7th grade I was in um, math intervention, and in 8th grade I was also in math intervention. So it's like to help you catch up and like, yeah, you work on like math. Like instead of going to like a first period and having like a normal class, like we can consider normals like PE or fucking art or you know like something to do with
Yeah.
computers. Like they send you to basically a fucking gulag with a coffee breath 400-pound teacher, and she fucking has facial hair, and it's disgusting.
Wait, so the way we're describing it, is it like the retarded kid class?
No, no, no. It's not like that. It's just you basically go and you learn with somebody that specializes in that category. So like let's say they specialize in like math, then you go learn with a math teacher for an extra hour every fucking day for like that whole,
So it's kind of
however
like in
long
school
a semester
tutoring.
is. Kinda, yeah.
But
Yeah.
how did you get put into it? Did your parents sign you up, or if you had a shitty grade, or what?
No, just if you had shitty grades, it was like by fucking
It was
default, they just snatched you
mandatory.
up and
Oh,
yeah,
that fucking
compulsory.
sucks.
yeah. So like I had to do that. And like now I'm like okay at math. Like I guess regarding like more complex math, I'm fucking terrible at, but like anything that's like middle school shit, dude, I'll fucking bust that shit out right now and do it in front of you guys. Like I don't give a fuck. So I don't know. It was rough, but I managed
What about you,
for a
Recluse? You have
while.
any
Yeah,
school stories?
oh fuck, regarding math, I used to be good at math in like primary school and high school, but then university math is fucking something else. Jeez, they really step it up there, and then
Like it's
you
hard.
realize you're not as good as you think. Yeah, it's really hard.
Damn.
It's really hard.
You
But yeah,
probably don't have to
besides
take.
that, fuck.
Sorry, I was gonna say you probably don't have to take many or much math credits with the degree you're going for, right? Or no? Maybe with the economics you do.
It's a subject you have to pass. If you don't pass, you can't get your degree. So
So it's like a basic credit that everyone has to get.
yeah, yeah. If you do the BCom, so
That sucks.
I passed the math side of it. Unfortunately, I failed the statistics. I can't fucking do that shit to save my life. So now I have to repeat that this year, which
Yeah.
is unfortunate, but
How
it's
long are
part
you
of life, I
estimated? Like 2
guess.
more years, university.
Yeah, 2 more years. Then I have a degree, but I want to get a PhD, a doctorate. So I'm gonna study for a long fucking time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that is online like way harder than normal class now, or how does it compare to before everything kind of happened?
I I actually prefer it at the moment because you get to work at like your own pace, and it's cool that you can pause a lecture and rewind and shit like that. Fuck, you can't do that in like with real contact teaching. But where I think it's going to get quite hard is regarding testing, because all the tests are going to be MCQ, multiple choice, and yeah, fuck, some subjects like philosophy and economics doing multiple choice questions tends to make things a bit harder. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it.
That's sick. The one good thing out of the quarantine, online school is shitty as I thought it would be. It's so weird because like this just happened right now, and I graduated last school year, and it's like I couldn't even imagine. Like the weirdest part for me to think about is like this happened at such a weird time to where I don't like for my high school, I don't think they're doing online. I think it's like whenever they close the school, if you passed, you passed. If you didn't pass, you didn't pass, and there's like no graduation or anything. It's so weird.
Ah, that is weird. That is weird.
Like especially what if people had like one F and they were like within 2% of bringing it up, and they just fail senior year because of that. That actually is fucking miserable. Alright, Ralph keeps fucking bugging you about his dumb passage, but it looks like I'm assuming you read it, Aaron.
Yeah, I did. He said that he was put into a fucking like special class because he was like one of the top smartest kids in the school out of like 6 people.
Yeah, it's a joke though
That's,
because the spice class is the retard class. So he was making
Oh,
a dumb
wow.
meme. He was making a dumb meme.
Spice class.
So Recluse, you have any elementary school stories or like middle school? Any funny shit?
Oh, fuck. Well, I wouldn't say funny shit, dude. My schooling experience was less than pleasant. A lot of traumatic shit fucking happened in my life.
Like in
So you
school or
also-
just like when you were young?
In school and when I was young. So
Sorry,
a
I
bit of
meant like in school or like you were going to school and it was like shit with your family.
Well, both actually. When I was in 8th grade, I used to be really into cricket. So during cricket practice, it started raining and there was lightning and shit. So we were fucking getting off the field, and the first team, so the Matrix, went to cover the cricket pitch. I'm not sure if you guys know cricket in America. Oh, fuck anyways.
No.
But the entire team got struck by lightning, and I fucking saw that shit. And that
Wait,
was,
really?
Yeah, they got struck by lightning, dude. Fucking
Wait,
two
were they
guys
like in the
died.
dugout and it just fucking struck their dugout? Like,
They were walking onto the field to cover the pitch with like this material cloth, so the pitch stays dry, and it like hit the fucking ground. And everyone thought they were joking, and next second this guy stands up and his face is just like fucking bleeding, and he's like shouting like help, help, help. It was fucking bad, dude. That shit
Jesus.
scarred me. Yeah, that was fucked up.
why were you playing cricket? Was it like raining outside or no? The thunder just came out of nowhere.
It was practice, and it just started raining. But yeah, I don't know why the fuck I just told that story, man. Fuck's sake. But yeah, man, fuck.
Oh, that's the first time I've seen that alert, Aaron. Thanks for the sub, brother. You're muted, by the way.
I just said, mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who's with the bit? Pog. And that was, how old were you then? Like, what grade was that?
14. I was 14.
So what is
Oh.
that, like 7th, 8th grade? Middle school?
What's like
8th
ninth?
grade. 8th grade.
Fucking man. So I graduated at 17. That's because I was born late or early. I forget which fucking one.
Okay.
When did you graduate, Aaron? 17 or 8?
Fuck, I can't remember. I think 17.
Did you have, you were talking about ceremony, did you have anything special or no?
No, not at all.
What about your sister? Is she homeschooled too?
Yeah, she is. She didn't graduate yet, though.
Is she a slacker like you or no?
No, she's actually a champ when it comes to doing her work. No, I don't know, dude. I didn't have interest in school. Like, I know everyone was like, you should do it and it's gonna be good for your future. And like, they're right. Like, that's the thing. Like, let's just clear the air here and like say what it is. Honestly, like, I remember when I was working for that family friend. Like, I've said that story a million times on stream, but like, when the moment hit me where I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I'm gonna have to do this the rest of my life. And I was like, I should have went to school. Like, that's something that like just resonated with me. I should have listened to all the people who said like go to school. So Like, if you're fucking around and you're not listening to that, you need to, like, because doing something you don't like sucks ass. So that's like one thing that I'm definitely gonna like make sure that I pass on to people in life and just people in general is like, I don't know, if you want to be successful and you're not sure, then fucking just make sure you're smart and you should be okay.
What's the saying? Like hindsight is 2020 or what? What the fuck's that
Yeah,
saying?
hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, it's very easy to look back and think this is how I should have done it, and I should have been disciplined, focused,
Yeah.
etc., etc. But actually doing it in the present's a completely different story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like 50-50 for me because part of me would be like, yeah, I went to school and I did something that I wasn't 100% on and maybe that would have led to me going for 2 years and like on the third dropping out or like whatever, but I mean, I'm happy to be streaming and stuff, but like with everything there's always going to be good and negative, so I try to focus on the good
100%.
more than like anything, but sometimes it's hard and you lose sight of that, right? So like you just think, yeah, I know that this is going to be a really good thing for me if I do this and I pursue this route, but like you never know 100%, right? So, maybe schooling would have been fucking like the worst thing that happened to me, and that's why I didn't do it. Like, I honestly believe in shit happening for a reason. So, not going to school was probably for a reason because I figured stuff out, and I don't know.
That reminds me, we boys want to talk about regret. You guys have any major regrets?
I have a lot of regret.
Really?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, like, dude, I'd say self-doubt is like one of my biggest fucking weaknesses. Like my top 3 things that just fuck with me a lot. Number one's overthinking. I overthink shit too much when it comes to anything. When it comes to friends, when it comes to talking to girls, when it comes to streaming, when it comes to anything I'm passionate about, I think about the what's going to happen in the future, and sometimes that fucks with my head and I do stuff I shouldn't, or I just get caught off guard and that's an issue for me. So that's probably one of my biggest weaknesses, but regret's another one of them. Like, I don't know, I remember when I told my dad that he was like he told me one day, like years after he had been admitted to this place that he lives at now. He lives in like a nursing facility. He was like, "Yeah, I'm happy that you got me to go because I probably would have died." I remember I was probably like 19 and I just started crying because it's like, when you put like your family in a situation like that, like you kind of feel responsible almost because like he was sick and I convinced him to go that night. And you got to live with that. And that's like that's on your conscience. And yeah, I know it's not my fault, but like you're still just like fuck. It beats you up kind of. So I have stuff like that
Definitely.
that goes through my mind all the fucking time, dude, and it just like I don't know. I deal with it and I try to, but it gets rough. What about you guys?
Please?
Fuck. I have a lot of regrets, to be honest. Basic mainstream stuff like I should have spoken to this girl, or I should
Yeah.
have handled this situation differently,
Yeah.
shit like that. But then, obviously, on a more serious side, um, I do regret a lot of decisions I've made, especially regarding how I live my life and how I treat the people around me. Uh, I've lost a lot of fucking friends because of shit I've done. Not necessarily bad fucking shit, but just completely disappearing off the grid, ignoring people, stuff like that. Um, Fuck, man, it's a really deep question, and the answers don't always necessarily just jump to mind. But yeah, fuck.
I can tell you one regret I would have had was not going to the like trade school I went to junior and senior year, the cooking school I went to. If I didn't, because I was super hesitant because it was a lot of extra work. Like the class fees were like $200, and I would have had to like wake up earlier to hop on the bus to go to the cooking school, and like my mom had to fill out. It was basically like going to a new school, so it was a
Yeah.
lot of work. But I made so many cool friends and learned so much there. And if I wouldn't have done that and just had the normal high school, like after freshman and sophomore year of high school, I was like, okay, this shit is so boring and like I hate it. Like I'm pretty sure I don't remember my high school grades, but I'm pretty sure like end of sophomore year is when it started to decline because I just didn't give a shit at that point. And having half a day at a cooking school and half a day doing normal stuff, it was like way, way better. So if I didn't go to that, I would have definitely regretted it.
That's definitely fair.
What was your guys' favorite? I feel like all we're doing is talking about school, but I mean, it is something we can all talk about. What was your guys' favorite like class or like what's you don't have to dox your teacher, but like a teacher you really liked or something like that?
Yeah, it was never the classes. It was always the teachers, dude. Like the teachers fucking
Made
made the
it?
classes, and they made them
Yeah, I
worse. Like
agree.
if you had a
Definitely.
good teacher, then any class was fun. But if you had a bad teacher, that class sucked. Like I fucking love computers, and computers are like something I've always been really into. But I had like a teacher who, bro, it was so fucking bad. Like she told me that I was gonna fucking work at Domino's because I didn't know how to coach this game, and like I was just like,
Wait,
damn,
really? In
dude.
computer
Yeah, yeah.
class?
Yeah, no, so literally I'll tell you the full story. So this teacher still works to this day, so I'm not gonna name her name, but I swear to God, dude, when I get the fucking A1 McClellan Stereo Blade when I'm driving up and I'm fucking flexing on that bitch, like it pissed me off, dude. And I don't know, I was just like, damn. She's like one of the people that motivates me to want to do something really fucking cool so I can just be like, yeah, I did this and you're fucking so wrong, you're stupid. You fucking make $45,000 a year and you hate your fucking life. You work 8 hours a day and you get paid in the summer to be a fat bitch. Like, dude, I had it out for this teacher, and I still do. She I just like fucked around in our class, if I'm being honest. Like I got stuck on this and I'd ask for help and like people didn't explain it well. And I'd ask her and she'd get impatient. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna ask her if she's gonna be a bitch about it. So like I would just like fuck around and act like I was working and just like try. I would try to fix this and try to fix that and do this or that. And I got stuck. And there was like probably 4 or 5 days left in school, and she sat me down at this table in the back of the room, and there were like fucking 25 other kids up front, and they were like making noise so they couldn't hear. But she was like, you need to like take school seriously, or you're gonna end up like this one student that I have. He dropped out and he works at Domino's now, and he's never gonna amount to anything. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? I was 12. I was 12 when I heard that. And I was just
Jeez,
like,
fuck.
Jesus. I was like, holy fuck, dude. That's actually so. And like right then and there, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be in school because people fucking get paid. Like if you're getting paid, teachers can get paid like 50,000 to like 75, 80, even like $90,000. It depends. There's a lot of variables that go into it, but she's been teaching a long time, and I'd assume she probably made somewhere in like the 70 to like $90,000 range. So if you're paying somebody that much fucking money to tell kids that they're gonna fucking be degenerates, like that's just a broken system. She's in a place where she shouldn't be. She's not patient. That's a bad story. I had a fucking in 8th grade. I had a math teacher and I had him the whole year, bro. Mr. S is what we're gonna call him. He was fucking so cool. He was so
The
fucking cool,
homie
dude.
Mr. S.
Bro, he would tell me when I was fucking around. He's like, Aaron, you need to do your fucking math, and like he would just be straight up about it. But
Oh, Mr. G! That reminds me of Mr. G,
he
dude.
he would basically he'd call me on my shit, but he was like honest about stuff. He's like, man, I fucking hate my life at home, and like he'd talk about how it was like it was close to Thanksgiving. It's like, God, my mother-in-law's coming in town and I fucking hate her. And he like started mimicking her. It's like, you need to do the dishes with your wife. You need to help clean up. And like he would just
What
completely
grade
cap
was
the whole thing.
this?
8th grade, and I would just fucking I would die laughing, dude. And then 7th grade. So remember when I told you I had that like math intervention class?
Yeah.
So school starts at 7:25 a.m. in the district that I live in. And that's like when you're supposed to be in class in your fucking seat, pencil out, ready to work. And this guy this teacher's name was Mr. N, and he was in the Air Force for 20 years. He has a pension and everything.
Oh god.
Same with Mr. S. He has a pension too. So these guys get fucking paid on top of their jobs that they're already doing. So basically, Mr. N also he taught like soccer and he also taught like football, but he had like a really dorky voice. He'd be like, "Hey guys, we gotta go do some laps. You guys can't be doing that." Like when he'd get mad, dude, he wouldn't yell. He'd talk like a fucking nerd, and it was hilarious. And he would go on like 45-minute rants about stories. Like he told us a story about how he was in the military doing this training because he was in the Air Force, and it's fucking crazy, dude. You have to do some really nuts shit. Like one of them was they ejected him out of a fucking seat upside down into this tank of water, but the seat like floats you down to the fucking bottom, and you have to unbuckle yourself, and people would pass out and panic. And they would start to fucking drown, so they'd have to send people down to do it. And he was like one of the only people in his class, besides like a couple other people that passed it. And he said, "What I did was I didn't fucking panic. He like got launched down to the bottom of this tank. He unbuckled his seatbelt and he just sat there like this, and he floated up to the top and he was fine. But everybody else would try to swim, and they would swim down and they'd panic and then keep swimming down because it was too dark. And they'd fucking start drowning. Yeah, dude, it was insane. It was fucking
that's
So he's
insane.
5 head basically.
Yeah, basically. But he'd tell us stories like that and he wouldn't explain it fast. He'd be like, yeah, so back in like,
He's one of those slow talkers.
1916, I joined the Air Force, and we had this really weird experience. There were so many people in the division, but nobody could pass this one thing, and it was only me. And he'd explain it like that. He talked so fucking slow, dude, and I was like, "Thank God we're not working today,
That's what I
boys."
was
Like,
gonna say is when they tell stories slow.
Day off.
you know when you go into a class and there's like a fucking TV and you're like, oh, it's just a free day. When he started talking like that, that was
It
the
was a
same
free
feeling.
day.
Yeah, free period.
Damn, bro.
And then one day, I have one more story I gotta tell you guys about this. It's so fucking funny. So there was this guy I went to school with, and his name starts with a J. And he sat next to me. And we're like kind of buddies and stuff. Sometimes he was a fucking asshole, but I mean that's just school, especially at that age. So um the fucking teacher, he like walked out of the room and he like walked up to the front and he got this like whiteboard eraser shit. And it's literally just like fucking water, basically, right? It's not anything serious. But he grabbed it and he like acted like he was gonna spray it in my eye. And the door opened right as he was pointing it, and he like turned and he fucking panicked and he sprayed it in my eye when it was open. And the teacher was like, "What are you doing?" Like, this is the only time I've ever heard him get mad, even at like football practice. He was like, "What are you doing? You could blind somebody with that." And he just like went off, dude. He was not fucking having it. He was like, "What are you doing? You're spraying this in somebody's eye. You know that we could be held liable for this. You could not be doing stuff like this. What is your problem?" And he's like, "You're gonna walk Aaron down to the office now, and you're gonna get a medical attention. Go, get out!" And he like kicked this kid out of the fucking classroom, and he was like almost in tears. I was like, "Yo, let's go down. I can see, but we're going." And we just walked down together. He told the story, and that was it. Literally, that was it. It was just water, but we still had to go down.
That reminds me of when, like, the one time I got sent to the office, right? Because until like, I'd say probably junior year, I was like a fucking pussy, and I didn't want to get in trouble at all, like nothing. And then
You were like the fucking golden child of all the teachers, basically.
kind of, but I didn't like talk. I was like the silent one. And like
I would have fucking hated you.
until junior year, I was like the silent kid in every class. I just kept to myself because I never wanted to get in trouble or anything. But I got sent to the office twice, and it was like both the last week of like 6th grade. And this is another story that reminds me. This is a story, but it's another sex ed story. When we were in 6th grade learning about sex ed, we were watching the video or whatever, and then we just went back to normal class, and I took out one of those bendy rulers, and I was just pretending it was a dick. I'm literally in 6th grade, like, this is like normal to do, right? And so one of the fucking kids at my table, the dumb Mormon, snitched on me, dude. He went to the teacher, and he fucking snitched on me and said I was...
Bro, you had to beat his fucking ass there.
I don't know what he said, but he's probably like, "Yeah, Kyle's pretending that his ruler's a dick," or something like that. and so
That's so fucking lame.
the fucking teacher calls me up, and she like doesn't even give me a chance to explain myself, and she's like, "Go to the office." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? My mom's gonna hear about this, and I'm gonna get my fucking ass beat. My mom's gonna tell my dad, and he's gonna fucking yell at me like." 6th grade, I thought this was the fucking end of the world, so I went up to the office, and I just fucking, they had like these, it's like a fucking prison cell, dude. They had these really small rooms that was just a desk and a chair, and that's literally like all the room for it. And it was right next to the principal's office, and it would just sit there. Like
You pound on the walls. Hey, fucker! Can you hear me? You started yelling to
and
the
so
walls.
I just sat in the desk, and I'm pretty sure I just fucking sat there and cried like a little bitch. And I'm like, how am
Bro.
I gonna explain this to my mom, dude?
You cried in school? I have to tell you about my stories now. There's like ISS. There was an ISS room in school suspension. And it was so fucking bad, dude. Like, so I had one
Did you
teacher.
get suspended?
No, I never got suspended.
Oh.
I get sent to the ISS room. No, but I never got suspended. I have so many, dude. We could go on like 2 more hours with all these stories right now. Recluse, at any point, if you want to like add in and like fucking say
I
stuff, feel
definitely
free.
will. I
Okay,
definitely
cool.
will.
I'm just fucking checking. Basically, there was so in 7th grade I had this teacher and I had 2 periods with him, which is fucking terrible. This dude is so fucking grimy, dude. He would make people walk up to the desk in a single file line and away in a single file line, and people were like, he's checking chicks out. And dude, that's like, what other fucking reason are you doing that? Like, yeah, maybe there's some fucking developed like 13-year-old girls at school, but you still don't fucking check them out when you're like a 40-year-old fucking married father. Like, if you're above the age of 18, you're doing that. You're fucking disgusting. And he would do that, and people would fucking out him, and there were like conspiracies about him like fucking asking girls to give him massages. Dude, this guy did not fucking like me at all.
That gives me another story.
Bro, I would go into his classroom, and so one of my friends that I had, like this is just an example, and this is a true story. He walked into the classroom and class hadn't even started. We're between periods. We have like a 3-minute like movement time basically to get from one class to another. So like if you're at the other fucking end of the school, you fucking dead sprint to your classroom as fast as you can, because if you're not there, you're considered tardy and then you get in trouble. And if you're tardy, they'll send that shit to your fucking parents. And if you're tardy
They'll
enough,
beat
they'll
your
call the fucking
ass.
like no, they'll go to court if you're tardy. I'm not even kidding you. So one of my friends walked in and he was like, yo, what's up, my people? And class hadn't even started yet. He was like, Quentin, ISS office now. Kicked them the fuck out. Kicked them the fuck out before the class even started. I'm not even kidding you. He
Wait,
was done.
so it was in between class periods, and he just walks in
Yeah.
and goes, "What's up, my people?"
What's up, people?
Yeah, like he's supposed to be going to that class. It was the right class. And he was like, yo, what's up, my people? Quentin, ISS office now. Kicked him the fuck out, and he was there for 2 hours in the ISS room. But dude, he'd do the same shit with me. Like, I would there was one time. So there was this like prettier girl, right? And her name starts with a fucking D and ends with a Y. That's all you guys get. But she was like above average. Like people thought she was pretty. And I don't know. She was like kind of fucking rambunctious though. Like you ever have those chicks that are just like fucking troublemakers in your grade,
Yeah.
and they got a big fucking mouth. They come from like a double wide, and like their fucking mom drives like a 2002 Neon. Like they're just causing all sorts of problems. Their fucking life's terrible.
Yep.
So that was basically her. So we're fucking like hanging out in this classroom, and you know what a 5-star is, right?
Yeah, like
So-
they slap you on the back to leave the handprint.
So to explain to Recluse, basically you flat your palm like this, and you smack it against somebody's back as hard as you fucking can. and
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
yeah, it
about.
leaves a
Yeah,
giant fucking mark. So I'm sitting here minding my own business, literally leaned over my desk like this, writing. She fucking comes up behind me and 5-stars me as hard as she
Fuck
could.
it.
Dude, it hurt so goddamn bad. Like
Did
she
you
got me
like
so
scream
good.
or something?
No, it was like thud. Like that.
Did
And
you
then
know
all
it
I
was
hear
her
is-
at that moment?
Yeah, because she sat down and she looked at me. She was like, and then the fucking teacher was like, Aaron, go to the ISS office. I was like, she fucking just 5-starred me and you're kicking me out. And he was like, yeah. I got kicked out and I had to go spend 2 hours in this fucking room. Now, this is where things get really interesting. His wife was having a kid, so he needed to be there to fucking watch the child and shit. So he took like a while off of work, like probably like a month or 2 at least. And he had this fucking really sketchy substitute come in, dude. He like gelled his fucking hair back. He was probably like 32 to 35. He had like chubbier cheeks, and then he had like facial hair and shit. So this guy's just bad news. He wore a fucking solid black trench coat and like fucking punk boots with like he'd wear like fucking pants. And I don't even remember what his name was, but dude, he was so fucking weird. Like he like gave a list to this guy of all the people that he's like kick these fucking people out if they act up at all. And this guy had it enforced too. And like he liked me at first, and then he was like, "Oh, you're on the fucking list. Get out!" And like he'd kick us out of the classroom. And one day he comes over to our table and I'm like, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom." He's like, "Oh, you gotta go take a piss?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I've never had a teacher ask me. I was like, "Hey, you gotta go take a piss?" And I was just like, "That's so fucking weird." Especially when a guy in a duster with his hair gelled back with fucking boots on asks you that, who's in a school as a substitute teacher. Like this guy should not have been teaching anything at fucking all. I don't know how he got approved. Like you have to have a license probably. Like it was fucking terrible. So for like the next couple months while he was there, we got kicked out all the fucking time too. I spent more time out of that classroom than in it. I fucking promise you guys.
Oh, I got kicked out of a class once as well because I didn't do work because my dog died. Fuck, my dog died. I didn't finish the work. So I
Yeah,
got
that's
to
rough.
class and the teacher said, "No, why didn't you finish your work?" And I would fucking backchatted a bit and she kicked me out of the class and she said I wasn't allowed to return until I apologized.
Wait,
I
what?
did not. Yeah, she said I was not allowed to come back to her class until I apologized.
Well,
I
did you
did
tell her
not
that
go
you
to her
didn't do it
class
because
for
of
the
your
whole
dog?
year. Like I said, I didn't do the work because my dog died. And then she said, oh, fuck, I can't remember the whole story, but fuck, I pissed her
She
off.
probably said it's not a fucking adequate excuse, knowing how teachers are. That's my
Yeah.
guess. She probably said, "Tough fucking luck, buddy."
Now,
What a fucking
another
bitch.
story I have. When I was in high school, I was really fucking outspoken and liberal and whatever. But I had this teacher that was shouting at us.
Uh-huh.
And at one point, I like put my hand up and I'm like, "Ma'am, I think you are overreacting, and I don't think like you shouting at us is very fair." That didn't go down too well. So the next
Human rights
period I
recluse.
had, I was with a different teacher, and this teacher was asking me why I was pissed off. So I go and complain about the teacher I had this argument with. By her, and it turns out they fucking live together. So the
What
next
the
time I
fuck?
walk
That's
in the
rigged.
class, I get asked to stay behind, and then she's telling me, "Oh, why the fuck are you talking shit about me and with other teachers and shit?" Yeah, that was not cool. I did not enjoy that.
Dude, that's like fucking bullying, basically. Holy shit.
I have another fucking story, but this one's so fucking layered deep.
Go down the rabbit hole. It's too fucking late at this point.
It's fucking. I'm doxing this teacher. I don't give a fuck. So like this was junior year. I was in fuck, what class? I was in American/Arizona history is the class it was, and it was a year-long class. My teacher was for the first semester was a pretty old guy, and apparently he had some health problems. So he wasn't there the second semester. We had a long-term sub. This fucking long-term sub, fucking 6'5", bald-looking motherfucker, was something else. It was by far the worst high school experience I've ever had. That teacher, the first teacher, okay, so the first teacher we had was so fucking chill. Um, Basically, we would have these. He would, for notes, we wouldn't watch a video, we wouldn't read a textbook. He would have us. All the class was he would tell us like read from I don't know like if he had a Google Docs or something he was reading off of, and we would just write like you would take your own notes whatever you wanted to, and then we would have tests on those. The thing about those tests is that he would ask the questions, we would write the answers, and then right after he would go over the answers, and everyone would just not answer the questions, wait till he went over them and then wrote the right answers because he didn't do it. Like everyone in that class got 100 on every test because he just didn't give a shit. Like
That's so fucking funny.
and then I think at one point someone told him like some fucking teacher's pet or whatever told him like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone just writes the own answers." So then he finally started doing trade with your neighbor and grade their test. People just wouldn't trade and fucking correct their own
No
tests.
fucking
Though.
mark your own tests. That shit.
Yeah, but and so then you would pass them all forward, and everybody would get 100, and then the only other thing we would do in that class besides those tests is he would say today's current event day, and so we all had Chromebooks at this point, my junior and senior year and sophomore year, I think, we all had like our own laptops from school or whatever. And he would say, research any current event, and then we all went through like in snake formation in the class. Like we would all just briefly say what our topics were, and some people would be like, oh, my topic's about like, you know, whatever X current event, like Trump saying this or whatever, like a controversy. And then some other kid, like one of the slacker kids you knew was a slacker, he'd be like, oh yeah, my topic was the same one as X person. He'd be like, okay, next person. Like he wouldn't make them say anything. So half the kids in there didn't do any research and would just say they had the same topic as someone else to get away with it. So regardless to say, that class was fucking super easy the first semester. And so the second semester rolled along and we had this long-term sub, this fucking idiot. And so me and this kid, his name was Will, me and him were the fucking class clowns, because like I said, junior year is when I didn't give a shit anymore, and I was like, I don't really give a shit, the teachers have no power, and shit like that. Me and my friend Will, and he was a senior, and we were all juniors in that class. Me and him would just fucking meme in that class 24/7. And so what happened was we would meme so hard that the teacher would get super fucking upset, and he would threaten us to give us referrals. And I was like, okay, really, dude? He's really threatening to give us referrals? So what he did was he wrote our names on referrals and kept it in his drawer. And he used it as a looming threat. It's like, if you guys ever act up, I'll just fucking open this drawer, pull out the referral, and your ass is getting sent to the office. So I was like, fuck, dude, I have to behave now. And so this is the same teacher that would curse in class. I would go on the Snapchat stories of like my friends in the school. There was fucking videos of him sleeping. He'd put on a video and he'd fucking legs up, fucking chilling back, fucking. And then one time, that brings up another time, he put on a video and he bought like a Coke or a Pepsi from the vending machine. And he turns on the video and he fucking spills it over his desk. He's like, oh fuck, shit, and the class is like completely silent. We're watching the video.
Bro, you have to find that video. I want to see it so bad. He
spills the Coke and he goes, oh fuck, shit. And so at this point, we were so fed up with this teacher that fucking I had my mom call the office. Oh, that's not the best part. So this was, we all reported him after this, but this was one of like the final straws. Was one day I was goofing a little bit too much, so he said, Kyle, I want to talk to you after class. I was like, fuck, okay, dude. So I sat there and he's, oh, okay, there's more context to this. I'm pretty sure there was a Steam game called Shower with Your Dad Simulator, and me and my friend would always fucking bring up showering with your dad, or I would always just say my dad beats me. Like, I still say dumb shit like that sometimes, but like not in a serious way. It was like completely in a joking manner, and like all my friends and shit knew that. So my so he held me after class and he was like, oh, is everything going on all right at home and shit? Because he thought I was like, I don't know. I thought he thought my dad was actually fucking beating me. But this guy's a complete asshole 24/7. So I was like, why the fuck are you holding me trying to give me like therapy, dude? You're a complete asshole. And I was like, dude, I'm fine. Like, can I just go to my next class? And he's like, dude, are you okay? And he like started to care. And I was like, dude, just fucking leave me alone. Let me go to my next class. Like, you're an asshole. And so I left the class. I went upstairs to my next class, which was math. It was literally like the fucking floor above where I was at, and that teacher goes and tells the other history teacher across the hallway. That history teacher, his mom works with my mom. So fucking so my substitute teacher goes to my mom's friend's son and fucking, I don't know, doxed me because apparently he said my name. That teacher tells his mom, and his mom tells my mom. And so my mom's over here texting me frantically, like, what is going on at school? Where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, Mom, I'm sitting here in math class. Like, what the fuck are you on about? And she's like, no, I don't want to dox the fucking teacher, but he's like, no, so and so told me that security's looking for you and that they think you're like leaving or something. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking sitting in math class. Like, do I have to send you a picture or something? And so I don't know what the fuck was going on. But then my teacher, was my math teacher, who was really chill, he gets a call on the phone and they're asking about me because he looks at me. So when I walked into this math class, like the table I was sitting at, all of us had this asshole teacher, just different hours. So I told them as soon as I walked into class, I'm like, yeah, I had to stay after, and he was fucking lecturing me and shit. Like he was freaking me out or whatever. So my teacher heard that because we sat right by him and we were like super chill with this teacher. He gets a call and looks at me and I'm like laughing. I'm like, dude, they're freaking out. I'm literally sitting in the class. Like I'm assuming they were asking if I was in class. I was like, yeah, I was in class. So this shit was ridiculous. So at that point, me and like fucking at least 5 other people from every single class period of this guy were just fed up with him. So we all reported him in the office and he got fired. Like it took way too fucking long, but he got fired like I think like the last month of school. So we had another long-term sub for the last month of school.
God
But
damn.
it was a fucking disaster.
Bro,
And
I have to tell you something after this. Go ahead.
But in that same class, real quick, when that teacher sometimes took off, because he took off a lot too, where we had a sub for the sub, this one, I'm pretty sure was Asian sub, he told this kid, the slacker who was sitting in the back, to take off his hoodie, and the kid wouldn't fucking take off his hoodie, or like his hood. I'm pretty sure he told him to take off the whole hoodie, but he had his hood on too, so I don't know if it was take off the hood or take off the hoodie. And he was like, yeah, you got to take off the hoodie, dude, like we're indoors or whatever. And so the kid's like, no, I'm not taking off my hoodie, like you're not going to tell me what to wear. And he's like, dude, I'm the teacher, you have to listen to me. You know, that's something that pisses me off is subs act like they have fucking unlimited power because they're there for one day. You ever have those power hungry subs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was one of those. So he was like, yeah, you got to take off the hood. And the kid's like, no. So then the Asian guy's like, okay, go to the office. And the kid's like, surely all the office people are going to laugh at why you sent me here, but sure. And sure enough, he goes up to the office and he comes back like within 5 minutes and he's like, yeah, all the office people said you're delusional. And he just goes back in his seat and just chills for the rest of the class period.
Wow. Holy shit. Dude, that's fucking crazy.
But that was my American Arizona history experience.
Dude, regarding that one teacher that told me I was gonna work at Domino's, I have to tell you this now because there's another story. She had a sub, but the sub was like fucking 85. Like should not have been working. Like really fucking old, and nobody listens to anyone who's like 85, especially like a bunch of fucking 12 and 13-year-olds. Like they're just being rambunctious as fuck. Like people were throwing paper at each other. Like everything was just going down. Like people were fucking around, they weren't doing their work, and she was like, "You guys need to stop." And then she gave up and she went and sat down in her chair and just was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna control this like herd of teenagers." And the next day, she comes in, but usually she's like usually sitting in her chair. Like she had like a fucking ego, so she couldn't work on a Windows computer. All the other computers in that room were Windows. She had to have a Mac. So she had this really nice fucking Mac on her desk, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm really fucking cool." So, basically, instead of being in her chair like she normally is, everybody sits down and like, "Where's the teacher at?" She fucking walks in and she's like, "I am so greatly disappointed in you guys." And she goes on this whole fucking rant. "You guys are embarrassing. I told you guys to be in your best behavior. I left a list for this person to deal with all of this stuff, and you guys made it as hard as you possibly could." And just went on this huge rant for like 25 minutes and just was yelling, dude. Like you could walk past her classroom and you could hear her yelling through the doors sometimes because she was that pissed off at the class. Like just for no fucking reason. Like, yeah, I know we were little shits and like that's just how fucking kids are, but like, dude, she just went off for like no reason. Like she probably burned 500 calories in this fucking fat bitch fucking rage she was in. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you getting this upset about that? Like, if it's an issue, fucking go down to the principal's office and talk to him about it and like have the main people fucking prosecuted and sent to prison. Like, is that fucking easy? But I don't know, dude. Out of everybody at that school, there was only like a couple of people that actually fucking believed in me, and like I genuinely liked him as a teacher. And one of them was my 8th grade like language arts and social studies teacher. Now it was like a split class, so there was like one teacher, and she was like really fucking young. Like she looked like she was like 15 to like 17. She was fucking so hot, dude. Everyone was like, damn, she's really fucking cute. And she had like a nice body and everything, and all the dudes were like fucking, they were ready, dude. They're like, man, I hope I get to be in her classroom alone one day, and like just saying dumb shit like that.
We always had those teachers who
I had to
you could
stay,
ask Ralph. He's always like, "This teacher's so hot." I'm like,
I had
was
to
like
stay
12.
after one day. And like I live about, I'd say walking distance, about 30 minutes away from the school. And I stayed after one day, and I was the only one in the classroom. She's like, "Aaron, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, she like started talking to me about stuff, and then we just had like a conversation. She was like, "I genuinely think you're gonna do something great one day." She's like, "I think that you're going to." She said she thought I was going to be a leader. She's like, "I think you're going to be a leader, and you're going to be someone that people look up to. And whether you're like a public figure or like you're a governor or whatever," she was like, "I think you're going to be somebody of importance." And I remember she said that, and I'll always fucking remember it because it's like the only positive thing that somebody from that middle school ever fucking said about me. Literally. Like, even the counselors didn't fucking like me. They didn't like anybody, dude. They were all a bunch of fucking assholes. Like, there were some kids that got along with teachers and they liked them, but dude, they were so fucking bad most of the time. And they just don't know how to fucking handle kids. But she was like, she knew that I was like kind of a fucking like trouble starting asshole, basically. But she just knew. She was like, I gotta tell this kid something nice. And she did. And I'll always fucking remember it the rest of my life. She was a cool teacher. Have you had any experiences like that, either of you guys?
Ah, fuck. Not really. Well, I had a lot of good teachers, but no one that like said anything of significance that changed my life like that. So no.
What about you, Kyle?
Honestly, there was a teacher that I had. So in 7th grade, um, there was a course that I took, or it was just called mini courses, and it was basically every quarter you were in a different class. One of them was drama, one of them was like industrial technology, one of them was, I don't remember, and then the other one was citizenship and respect. And the teacher I had for citizenship and respect, she was fucking so cool, man, and she also taught the special needs kids, and she was so cool. I remember, so in 8th grade when I took cooking, or it was called life skills, but it was culinary, you were allowed to take a sample to like teachers or whatever. And every time I could, I picked her as a teacher because I thought she was so fucking cool. And then I remember 8th grade they had like a graduation party, kind of, or like a yearbook signing party at the end of the year. And I remember she was there, and I had a conversation with her, and it was really fucking cool, honestly. And then I remember when I took summer school, to get an extra credit so I didn't have to fucking do school another year, I ran into her in the high school. She was apparently teaching or like just chilling at the high school, even though she didn't teach it. And it was really fucking cool, man. I had another long conversation with her because this was like my in between my junior and senior year, so I was just about to graduate, and we kind of caught up because I hadn't seen her since like 8th grade, and she was really fucking cool. That teacher I'll always remember.
To be fair, actually, when I got diagnosed with epilepsy, I had a high school teacher that was like really supportive and helped me through quite a lot of shit. So I actually forgot about that.
Bro, it's so rare when you fucking have people like that, but it's really nice when you do because they just stand out and they help you with shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
So it's
remember
nice.
them.
Yeah. Bro, I had a fucking teacher in 6th grade. She was the biggest fucking bitch ever. Like this tops, and it's pretty even with the other teacher, but um she was like finding fault with everything I did in school. And she was such an asshole. I remember she wouldn't sign off. So we had these things called tracking sheets, right? So if you participated in sports or played for a team, if you were on like, and anything, soccer, tennis, volleyball, football, wrestling, all that, you needed to have a fucking tracking sheet. And if you didn't, like, you couldn't wrestle or you couldn't do whatever. And you had to have a certain grade point average above something. And I think it was you needed to have a C in every class. and there was one kid that was like, it was like C, 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 and then he had like a D in her class, and then like an A and an A. And he like went in and he was doing all this makeup work. Cause I remember like I'd go down to her class, I like forgot something one day. And I went down and this dude is fucking in tears crying. He's like, I've been working for like 2 weeks now to get this grade up, and you're telling me I can't play still. She's like, no, I'm just not gonna send it off. You didn't turn it on in on the right date. And this kid fucking walked out. He was an 8th grader. This kid's like 6'2", fucking the most red face I've ever seen, fucking bawling. And I was like, what a bitch. Nobody fucking liked her at all. Like, I tried to get fucking other teachers to talk shit about her because they wanted to, but they knew I was like baiting them into it. Like, there was one sub and like her kid I was friends with, and I knew him personally, and like we were like okay friends. And I remember like talking to his mom. I was like, what'd you think of Miss L? And she was like, I can't speak about that, but you know my opinion, Aaron. Like she was like fucking 100% hated this bitch too. But I'm getting sidetracked. So I was in 6th grade, and this was like the big. I couldn't play a single game of flag football in 6th grade because of this class alone. The other ones I had like B's and A's in, but her class was lower than a C, so I couldn't play. So I did a bunch of work and tried my fucking ass off, and she just didn't like my fucking work ethic, and she didn't like me because I made a joke about like retardation, and she got really fucking mad and kicked me out of the class. She got so offended. So I think I offended her because she probably like had dealt with that before or something, and I didn't know, right? I was fucking like 11 or 12, and she got so fucking mad about it, kicked me out of the class. And um just from then on she had this fucking hatred toward me, and like she was nice to other kids and stuff, but I don't know, it was just strange. And she like had a meeting. She's like, I'm gonna set up a meeting with your mom and your dad. And I was like, okay. My dad takes time off of work for this meeting, by the way. He's paying child support and shit to my mom. So like he fucking like he was living in like a 1-bedroom apartment and shit, and he like got a day off of work and he went in with my mom, and they like both sat down and talked to this teacher, and she like asked them, she's like, does Aaron have like a mental illness? Does he have, she asked him if I was
Jeez.
autistic. Actually, she's like, does he have like autism? Is there like something that he's been diagnosed with that you can like, and I was just like, wow. And I remember being like fucking 12, and I was like, I should be offended right now, but I don't even know what the fuck she's even getting at. And like, I don't know. I just remember that, and I was like, she was such an asshole. And my mom. So this is a cool thing about having a parent that works in like retail, especially like grocery. My mom worked grocery for like 20 years. So anybody in my hometown or anybody that's like lived around my hometown, she knows them, dude, and she knows them personally. So she knows all the teachers, she knows fucking everybody. And like it's fucking crazy, dude. Like she just has like a fucking tab on everyone basically. So she'll like tell me about my teachers, like when she worked at Safeway before, and she'd like tell me when my teachers would come in, and she told me about the teacher that I said that was a fat bitch, and she like fucking told me I was gonna work at Domino's. She's like, yeah, she's like, she keeps on gaining weight, Aaron. Don't worry, she fucking hates herself still. I'm like, I know it's toxic as fuck, but like it's just funny because it's like my mom just gave me a scoop on this bitch, and I don't know, it was always fucking hilarious. But yeah, she knew like fucking everybody in like any community, like my hometown, around my hometown, like within a 20-mile radius. She knew like 85% of people. Like everyone fucking knows my mom. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask Recluse, do you have anything you want to talk about in specific?
Oh, fuck, let me think. Well, lots, I guess.
Let's hear
I
it.
won't lie, the first time I met you, Kyle, I thought you were a fucking arsehole. Let me explain.
He just came right out and said
I
it.
need the
Wow.
popcorn, dog. I want to hear
Holy
this.
shit.
No,
He
no,
just came
okay,
right out.
because I obviously met you in Sinister's chat, and you seemed chill there. But I distinctly remember this one day we were in a voice call in
Yeah, I
his
remember this.
Discord, and I was using my AirPods, and my mic obviously sounded really fucking bad. And Luna roasted the fucking shit out of me. I was
Bro,
like,
he was
fuck
roasting
this
everybody
guy.
that day. Like he was
I
making fun
remember
of
that
Beth.
day.
Like it
Yeah,
was
so
like
I
it
was
was
like,
Beth. wasn't like Beth. It was Peanut. It was fucking
I was take
Zed.
no prisoners that day. I was just fucking going
Yeah,
on.
fucking like everybody was in there, dude. Like for my stream that watched, like there was probably like 10 people in that fucking call, and he was just capping on everybody, dude. He was fucking being so ruthless.
Weren't we talking
So
about
I
zombie
thought,
maps
fuck this
too?
guy.
And I was like clowning on everyone for liking a map or something.
Oh yeah, no. You were somebody said they liked Origins and you fucking or no, somebody said that they liked Transit and you were like, you're fucking
Yeah.
idiot. And you just like went off on them and I was like, oh my god.
So it was the AirPod jokes that day.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like you were roasting everyone. And I was like, damn, this guy is fucking savage. But that was obviously my first encounter with you, and now I wouldn't say I know you very well, but I've gotten to know you a bit better, and you're a really cool dude. So, oh fuck, sorry. Yeah,
What was your first
that's
impression
cool.
of Aaron?
Well, I mean, I immediately liked him. I was browsing Twitch. I just really got on Twitch. I'd been watching on like another account, but I just started this one up. I was checking the zombies category, and I saw him playing Moon using my favorite strat. Moon's obviously my favorite map, and I really wish I could remember like our first interaction and shit. I wish I could check like chat, what do you call logs and shit. Would be quite cool. But I think within a week I subbed and I was there every single stream for like a month, and I got mod sometime around there. And then we started speaking on Discord a bit and had Discord calls every now and then. And yeah, it's become my friend, I guess. So,
I guess. What the fuck, dude? No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say it was wholesome, then Aaron started talking.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, like. Oh shit.
Recluse, your mic is fucking up. Recluse, leave and rejoin the call.
That's fucking.
Hold on. Oh, I don't think this will scuff up the. That's scuffed up now, but I don't think it'll fix it when he joins back.
Yeah, he's in the same spot. I think it's okay. Recluse, you still here? Fucking suspense, dude. It's like before the fucking monsters like jumps out and gets your ass.
From chat though, real quick. You got done with round 86 on the giant. I want to crawl in a hole and never see another zombie.
Bro, you missed 100 bits from Timmy, by the way. then
I did see that, and then when I was gonna thank them, I checked the viewer list and they weren't. Sucks.
Bro, I'm the Recluse now.
Recluse?
Gamer?
There we go.
There you
better?
go. What's up,
Sweet.
buddy? Yeah. All right.
How ironic is it that my mic fucking went to shit?
It's fine. It happens. I mean, it's scuffed sometimes. We're managing though. We're fucking bad bitches still. I want to give my opinion on both of you guys when I first met you.
I already know
Wait.
Aaron's
So
opinion.
Check
Kai-
your stream quickly. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
So, basically, when I first met Recluse, like I just thought he was chill. Like anybody that's chill and is just like talkative, like he is, that's instantly like a fucking like they're fine to be in my chat. Like I don't have like a preference when it comes to people, but it's a lot easier to stream when you have somebody that's there to conversate. And like with Recluse, he just always types a lot and shit. And like you also interact with other viewers, so it's like important to have that. And I feel like you supply that very, very well. And also just being a mod, like you do a good job. Like when there's like a raid, you promote the Discord or like you promote like socials or whatever. Like you do stuff that just stands out that some people wouldn't do per se. So I just appreciate that and I value that. But I mean, just as a dude, like in general, you're fucking down to earth and wholesome and you're a chill guy. So like that's why I value you and appreciate you like chilling in my streams and stuff. And that's why you're like one of my favorite mods, if not
Oh,
my
thank you,
favorite.
man.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you know, Recluse has a special spot in my heart. Fuck off, Kyle.
I appreciate it.
You know my fucking opinion about you, but I'll say it. It's so funny, dude. Like Kyle. So I thought the same thing about Kyle. Like he was super chill. He's like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And he put like a smiley face, and everything was just fine. We just like chatted, and I remember I made a command for my social, and he like added me on Snapchat, and I saw his like fucking scuffed avatar like dude that you can make. He made a Bitmoji, and he had like a fucking hat on, and I was like, oh dude, if he has a hat on, this guy's like fucking 12. And he was like, yo dude, you want to see this poster I got? And I was like, oh, okay. And like I just didn't know Kyle was being fucking nice, like that's his way of being friendly. Like I just assumed like, oh, I'm fucking dealing with like a 12-year-old here, so like I just gotta be nice and like chill out. But no, like he fucking asked me one day, he's like, do you play a league? And I was like, yeah. And I voice called him. He's like, yo, what's up, dude? And I was like, what the fuck? I thought you were 12. Like, no,
speaking
like,
of posters, that reminds me. We got the new one up, dog. Fresh as
that
fuck.
that looks good.
Hey.
Now my fucking camera's scuffed.
But yeah, no, like I 150% was set on you being like fucking 12. I was like, huh, really weird. But that was just my bad for assuming. But I mean, Kyle's my fucking second sub, and he's been here from like the very, very fucking beginning. So like he's always gonna be a mod. Like even if he's a fucking toxic shithead and like starts timing people out, dude, I still don't think I could unmod Kyle. Like literally, dude, he's been
You'd be
so
laughing
fucking...
the whole time, don't lie.
I fucking like, Kyle, what are you doing? You're like, see ya, buddy. And you kick him out. Like it would be funny, but I don't know. You've been watching me for a long time, so I just appreciate that. And bro, the mod that's been watching me the longest, you guys aren't gonna believe who it is. Take a guess who it is.
Nuke?
Like most watch time?
Yeah, it's Nuke. It's Nuke. What'd
Like
you say,
most
Kyle?
watch time or like longest following?
No, like from the longest following.
Oh.
Bro, Nuke has been following me since like day 2 of my streams. He came in on my Ascension stream with no power, and I think that was the first day I streamed. And he's been watching me like ever since, dude. And he's crazy as fuck, but I love it, dude. But yeah, I mean, you guys are fucking awesome. So thanks for being my friends and my mods.
I fucking love
Oh,
doing that
always,
shit.
man. Fuck.
Any other topics you want to talk about, Recluse?
Why does your
I
hair
have
look so nice?
A thought experiment.
Okay.
Okay. This is like a question to determine whether you fall on like the consequentialist side of ethics or deontology. So if there's like a train rail, and oh fuck, let me not be TOS. Let's say there are. How do I say?
Say on Minecraft.
Okay, we're on Minecraft, and there's like a train rail, and there's a train like approaching, and there are 3 Minecraft characters tied to the train rail.
Okay.
Okay, now you have a lever or a lever that you can pull, which makes the train go off course to the left, let's say. But on that side, there's one person or one Minecraft character tied.
One Steve, basically.
One Steve, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So do you guys get the picture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, now do you pull the lever or not?
No. Yeah, I was gonna say no.
So then it goes over the 3 Minecraft people.
Yeah, but because the train was going that way.
Yeah,
regardless,
because if I
it's
pulled
not
it,
gonna be...
I would feel too guilty. Like I would.
Yeah,
know.
you just caused that person to die.
Yeah.
They were
Whereas
gonna
if
die,
I don't
so
touch it, like they're dead, but it wasn't on my hand.
Yeah,
know?
so either that person dies at your hand, or those people die because of the natural cause of that train. So.
Interesting.
What about you?
No, I'm the same as you guys. I don't believe in consequentialism. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Dumb thought experiment. Sorry, but I was just
No, that's
curious.
an interesting question. So, like, what does that make us? Are we like good people or bad people?
Well, can't really say either. It's just different ethical or moral principles or standpoints or views or whatever you want to call it.
So, would you say we're acceptable morally or no?
Yeah, definitely. You just fall on the deontologist side. So it's more about like, how do I explain this? Consequentialism is to do with like your actions and stuff. So whatever reaps the best consequences is the right thing to do. So although you pull the lever and one Minecraft Steve gets hit, theoretically it's the right thing to do because you save 2 other Steves. but I don't believe in that fucking. Yeah, I don't believe in that because fuck. Never mind. I'm rambling. Sorry.
You're fine.
Bro,
Oh my
I want to
goodness.
make a fucking edit of this now on Minecraft of 3 people getting ran over by a minecart and just fucking add Recluse's voice behind it of
This
him
is
explaining
horrible.
this and just have it loop over and over. Just
I
like edit the
regret
fuck out
Just
of
call the video like a Minecraft thought exercise
asking.
or something like that.
Bro, that'd be so fucking funny. But yeah, that's a good question. I'd say like stuff like that's kind of interesting because it just shows you how people think. I guess you could say, and you can get inside of someone's mind essentially and understand their thought process a little bit different. So that's it. Was a solid question. I like it.
Got any more, or should we wrap it up there?
I have one question, Kyle.
For
Your
me?
hair looks very very nice today. What do you use for conditioner and shampoo?
I use. It's like 3-in-1. It's like body
Suave
wash.
Kids.
No, I don't know what the brand is, but it's a 3-in-1 like body wash, shampoo, and conditioner.
Suave Kids.
No, it's not. It's I think it might be
What do you like
Dove.
more, the blueberry or the strawberry
I
one?
think it might be Dove. I think.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe that.
Do you want me to fucking go grab it?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna
Bro,
say.
you know what I use on my hair? I
What?
use tea tree oil, shampoo, and conditioner.
Tea Tree? Is that the brand, or is
Mhm.
it like?
Yeah, that's what it's called. I'll send you a picture of it after this if you want.
Soon.
Bro, it's so good. It makes my hair smell so fucking good. I smell like mint.
Nice.
I fucking love it. What about you, Recluse? What do you use for conditioner?
I don't use conditioner, but I use like Head and Shoulders. I'm not sure if that's a brand.
Yeah,
Everybody
Yeah,
knows.
yeah, it
that's
is
what my
here.
dad uses.
Yeah.
Bro, I had really, really fucking bad what is it, dandruff when I was like 15 to 17. Like I'd fucking get like the worst, dude. Like so fucking bad. Like on the back, especially like right here where my hand is, like whew, that shit was fucking like a minefield, dude. You pick one of those fuckers off, 8 more of them fall. Like it's so bad.
Yeah,
Fucking disgusting. Don't wear black shirts, fucking. Mm-mm. That shit was fucking gross.
All right.
But
Well, we want to call it there then, boys.
yeah,
Awesome.
You
Thank you
wanna?
so much for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you want to shout out anything, Recluse? I know you don't stream, but you got like an Instagram or something. Plug?
I'm definitely not doing that. Fuck. Only Sinister knows who I really am. Fuck.
he's a very
But
good
anyways,
person. That's what I know.
thank you. Whatever. Sorry
Yeah,
I was
thanks
so
for
nervous.
bro, don't even
But
mention it. It's fine. Like you seem natural the
whatever.
whole time. Like thanks for coming on and hanging out with us. I had a great time.
Good shit. Awesome.
Good fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
being
dude,
on.
don't mention it.
We'll
Hope you have
catch you
a good
guys
day.
next week. We don't know what day it is. It's probably gonna be Thursday or Friday, is my guess. And as for time, it'll probably be a little bit earlier. My guess is, Aaron. Before this, probably like maybe around 5 or 6. I'm not. But anyways, we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the follows, and we will catch you guys in next episode.
Peace.
Gonna rate our boy here, and I'll catch you guys later.